stop whatever you are doing and look at your screen. Within the last 60 minutes, the entire justification for the war in Iran just collapsed from the inside out. We have a bombshell resignation that is so damaging, the White House is currently in a total panic, trying to delete the digital footprint of the man who just quit. Joe Kent, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, the man whose entire job is to tell the president if America is in danger, just walked out. And he didn't just leave quietly. He left a letter that basically calls the president a liar and says this war is being run by a foreign lobby. If you think you know why we are fighting in the Middle East, you need to hear the next 30 seconds, because the man who saw all the top secret data says there was no threat, none. He says we started a war for no reason other than political pressure. And wait until you see Donald Trump's response. It is the most transparent, desperate, I never knew the guy routine we have ever seen, and we have the video proof that shows he's lying. You are watching a sinking ship, and the people with the most information are the first ones jumping overboard. Before the White House tries to bury this, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. The official story is falling apart, and you need the facts that the major networks are too scared to report. Stick with me because this resignation changes everything. Here is exactly what happened. Joe Kent posted a statement on Twitter that has Washington in an absolute tailspin. He wrote, "After much reflection, I have decided to resign. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby." That isn't a difference of opinion. That is a whistleblower report from the highest level of the intelligence community. If the director of counterterrorism says there was no imminent threat, then every missile fired and every life lost in the last 10 days was based on a fake premise. When reporters caught up with Donald Trump to ask about this, his reaction was exactly what we expected. He did the identity erase. He said, "Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security. Very weak. I didn't know him well, but he seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well." It is a tale as old as time. Whenever a hand-picked ally tells the truth, Trump suddenly develops amnesia. He claims he barely met the guy, but we have the receipts. We have the footage of Trump standing next to Joe Kent, putting his arm around him and calling him an incredible guy with a tremendous future. He called him a very special person. But the second Kent tells the public that the Iran war is a sham, he becomes a weak guy that Trump hardly knew. This is a feature of this presidency, not a bug. Think about the list of people he has discarded. He fired Ronna McDaniel and blamed her for every Republican loss. He trashed Kayleigh McEnany, calling her a rhino because she gave him advice he didn't like. He said Paul Manafort, his own campaign chairman, was only there for a short period of time. He called George Papadopoulos a low-level volunteer. He even claimed he didn't know his own EU ambassador, Gordon Sondland, despite Sondland being a massive donor. The point is clear. Donald Trump will throw you under the bus the moment you become politically inconvenient. The only thing more embarrassing than being thrown under the bus is that these people keep selling their souls to him, thinking they are the special ones who won't get burned. Everyone gets discarded eventually, even his investors, his supporters, and the people buying his meme coins. He does not care about you. He is not looking to help you. Everyone in his life is there to serve him, and when you stop being useful, you are gone. Now let's look at the shock announcement Trump made right after the resignation. He is now claiming that many of the greatest military scholars have been telling him for years that he had to bomb Iran. He says it was our only option. But let's check the record. For over 10 years, Trump has been telling us that any president who starts a war with Iran is weak, ineffective, and only doing it for political reasons. He used to post videos saying, "Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and ineffective." I think he views it as a positive from a political standpoint. He said that about Obama dozens of times. He warned that a war makes a president hard to beat for a short period of time. He even pointed at George W. Bush, saying he was unbeatable for 2 months after attacking Iraq until the world set in and his popularity crashed. He campaigned as the candidate of peace. He promised no more wars, no more disruptions. He literally said, "I am peace." But today, he is the one starting the war. He is the one ignoring his own advisors. He is the one doing the exact thing he called sad and pathetic when he was just a private citizen. Joe Kent is resigning because he sees the writing on the wall. This is the least popular war in American history at its start, There is no plan. There is no clear objective. American soldiers are dying every day. Oil prices are surging toward $110. And the man in the White House who started it all is doing it in direct violation of his own campaign promises. Trump's spokesperson, Caroline Leavitt, tried to clean it up this morning. She said Kent's letter was full of false claims and that anyone saying Iran wasn't a threat is lying. But just a few days ago, Leavitt herself tweeted that no such threat from Iran to our homeland exists, and it never did. How does that work? How can it be a liberal media lie today, but a White House truth on Monday? They are making it up as they go. They are trapped in their own contradictions. The report continues, the lobby and the expensive lesson. In his letter, Joe Kent mentioned the powerful American lobby and pressure from Israel. This is the part the White House is most terrified of. Kent is essentially saying that American foreign policy has been hijacked. He's saying that the lives of American service members are being traded for the interests of a foreign government and its donors. This isn't a conspiracy theory from the internet. This is a statement from the director of counterterrorism. This is the expensive lesson Warren Buffett was talking about. When you base your entire national security on the demands of a lobby instead of the actual data, you pay for it in blood and money. We are paying for it at the gas pump. We are paying for it in the national debt. And we are paying for it with the lives of 7 Americans who have already been confirmed dead in just 10 days. Trump's response, calling Kent weak, is a classic distraction. He wants you to talk about Kent's personality instead of Kent's information. He wants to pretend that the top guy in his intelligence room didn't know what he was talking about. But you don't get that job if you are weak. You get that job because you are the best at finding the truth. And the truth Joe Kent found was that this war was unnecessary. We are seeing a wave of panic inside the administration. Reports are coming in of more people preparing to quit. They don't want to be the ones left holding the bag when the public finally realizes they were lied to. They see the sinking ship, and they are looking for a way out before Trump claims he hardly knew them too. What happens to a president who promises peace and delivers war? What happens when the America First candidate puts a foreign lobby first? That is the question that will define the 2026 midterms. Trump thinks his supporters are morons who won't notice that he's doing the exact opposite of what he promised. He thinks he can just shout, "Iran is a threat," over and over until you forget that his own staff said they weren't. But Joe Kent just broke the spell. He gave everyone a reason to look at the data. He gave the media a bombshell that they can't ignore. And he gave the American people a choice. Do you believe the guy who quit because he couldn't lie anymore? Or do you believe the guy who says he doesn't know the people he works with every day? This morning's resignation is just the beginning. The shock and awe isn't happening in Tehran. It's happening in Washington. The greatest military scholars Trump mentions don't seem to exist, but the very real intelligence directors are walking out the door. If you want the truth about who is actually running this war and how much it's going to cost you, stay with this channel. We are going to look into the lobby Kent mentioned. We are going to track the next round of resignations. We are going to keep following the money and the casualties. Hit the subscribe button right now. In a world where tech billionaires are suppressing any voice that criticizes the administration, your support is the only thing that keeps independent news alive. Sign up for the free newsletter at the link on your screen so we can stay in touch, even if the platforms try to shut us down. Thank you for watching. The truth is coming out, and we are going to be here to report it.